Yes, boys, welcome to the latest video. Today we're going to start my day off. I'm just going to go for a quick walk up this massive hill near me. I'm going to watch the sunrise, kind of healthy way of starting my days in this madness of coronavirus, mate. But we're currently sat in my car because it's like fucking 6:15 a.m, boys, and don't want to wake up the neighbours, really. Can you imagine? They'll look outside the window, they see this guy talking to his camera, and they'll be like, Jeez, what's he doing? It's fucking 6 a.m. So yeah, that's why we're sat in the car, and then we're going to get into the subject of the video, as you can see by the title. So yeah, let's catch you in a bit. I think I put a bit too much milk in that. So today, guys, kind of want to just sit down, do something a little different. So I'm kind of like, as you see by the video title, talking about something that's impacted me quite a lot on the person that I am. Is kind of probably one of the hardest things you can go through is a breakup. The bond I had with this was like that nothing compares to it at all. And kind of my friends all know how much I was in love, but kind of all things do come to an end, as with this. It kind of can't come out of nowhere. There were some warning signs there in hindsight, but kind of just hoping in the next few weeks or however long, sometime soon, the gyms will reopen and I get to go again. Now, all jokes aside, guys, kind of it ties into the topic of today's video, which is kind of about mental health during this like crazy kind of lockdown time that we're in ways that kind of when the gym's closed, I kind of started to spiral. My mindset wasn't there anymore. I wasn't, as positive, and I started to spiral down into like a negative thoughts and getting in kind of really bad headspace. And it's something that I've always used as an outlet, and kind of the lockdowns kind of made me realise how much I used it as a crutch. So I kind of I knew I had to change something, adapt to this whole lockdown situation, or I was going to be back to square one that I was at like a year ago and have to rebuild. Eventually rebuild after spiraling down, drinking or, whatever kind of way I went with it, just moping around, not eating properly, that sort of thing. So that's kind of like what I've been thinking about and why I wanted to do this video. It's kind of maybe get across the point about how I've been dealing with it, and how if anyone else is struggling and watches this, could kind of deal with it themselves as well. So like the first step I took was getting back into a routine. So the first thing I've done was like, right, I'm going to wake up early, I'm going to go for a walk. I go for about half hour to an hour walk depending on what day it is, like what I'm feeling. If I want to watch the sunrise, which has been a big part, like I wake up at 6 a.m. every morning and make sure I'm up to see the sunrise, whether it be on a nice viewpoint or just walking around, kind of listening to a podcast, which is also another thing that has kind of helped me through this all. It's just kind of educate myself through different podcasts that I listen to, things like that on my walks. So I'm kind of like setting myself up for the day, and kind of like getting that structure where, like, because of the lockdown, you your kind of structure's all out the window. This kind of forced change that no one's used to, and no one really likes change, or I don't know personally anyone that does. I certainly don't myself. It's horrible. So the first thing I done was like, I'm going to go for a walk. Get up in the morning, go for a walk, and then I come back and read a book for an hour. At the moment, I've just moved on to Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. If any of you haven't read it, you should look into read it. It's an incredible book. He's just mental, you know. He's just all the kind of things he's done in his life through Navy SEAL training and stuff. He's great. But yeah, I could definitely get that book if you haven't got it. Kind of next thing to do is kind of try and then write down, kind of plan what I'm going to do with my day, almost hour by hour. I don't always stick to it, but you know, try to. So I cook my food at like specific times still. I work out at specific times. I try not to, you know, go out too much. Obviously only when I need to for essentials and things. So I keep myself busy. That's one thing I've been doing. And I think everyone should do is try and learn something new through this lockdown. It keeps you kind of sane. I've picked up mixing and doing that, and trying to learn stuff about videography as well. Like I spend 2 hours mixing a day after I finish work if I'm working, and then if not, I'm learning stuff about videography, kind of watching things on YouTube. So kind of that's my advice to people, is really like, through this lockdown situation, try to look at, there's not many positives, but try to look for the positives in it. Like, yeah, you've got, you know, 8 hours a day where if you're not working, what you're going to do with that time? Like, it's no problem if you don't, you know, it's not a problem if you don't come out of this lockdown with no new skills, you know. But if you can use this time to, you know, do things that you've wanted to do, you know, be it work around the house or some things like that, or learning a new skill, it keeps your mind at ease as well. Kind of it's helped me with my mental health through this all, like just being able to kind of get engrossed in something, not be, you know, focusing on all the negatives of something. Yeah, like, and it's no problem, like I said, it's no problem if you don't, you know, come out of lockdown with new skills. We're only human, but, you know, also don't kind of fall into the habit of trying, you know, watching Netflix day in, day out, drinking multiple times a week for the point of it, you know. There's like a lot of negative side effects to doing that, especially on mental health, you know. At the time you feel great when you're drinking, you know, even when you're out with friends, but eventually that's going to catch up with you and you're going to feel like shit. I mean, I do. Like if I wake up hungover, I start to get like real down in the dumps on myself, hard on myself, kicking myself and down. I'm sure that happens with other people as well. So try and form good habits as well. Like I was saying, we need that structure. Us as humans, it's like we're quite habitual, so having that structure kind of, it calms our minds really. I think personally anyway. So that was less than ideal. The camera just ran out of battery, boys. Jeez, fucking should have fucking charged it, shouldn't I? Anyways, back to my points that I was kind of making about looking after your mental health. So obviously you've got to form those good habits. Try and break bad habits as well. I've quit smoking since lockdown started. I haven't had the vice of like, oh, I want a cigarette on my way to work. It's allowed me to try and cut out that bad habit, which I've struggled with for a long time, but fingers crossed I can keep with it. But yeah, just kind of, if you need a friend as well, just reach out to your friends. Through this whole lockdown kind of thing, people are looking after people. It's kind of good to see. You got obviously the collapse of the NHS and things. But yeah, your friends are gonna be there for you, even though they can't see you. So reach out to them. It's not something I've personally done. Just kind of dealt with it in my own way of keeping busy. Looking at the positive sides of it, like having so much time, even though I'm still working, luckily. I've got so much time to myself to kind of progress in things that I've been putting off and wanted to learn for a while. So kind of channel all that the negative stuff into positives. Like I think you can make pretty much any shit that happens into a good thing, or that's what I've seen from past experiences. Like when I did go for a breakup, if I hadn't have gone through such a brutal breakup, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in now, and I'm kind of thankful for that in ways. Also, in many ways, no, I'm not, but I wouldn't be here. Obviously it was a rocky road. I had to go through, like, you know, mental health shit and, you know, well, not mental health shit, well, I don't know what I'm doing with that. Don't know what I'm doing with hands most of the time, boys, jeez. But I went through a load of shit, and that, even though it took a long time, it's turned into a good thing. Like, I'm so much happier, kind of moved forward a lot more than I probably would have if I'd stayed in that relationship. So, you know, I found my love for the gym again, found my love for bodybuilding, knew what I wanted to do, knew I wanted to compete, kind of refocused, allowed me to refocus. So I think, like, the point I'm making is you can turn any shit into a positive situation, and that's, you shouldn't dwell on the negatives, otherwise you're going to drive yourselves insane. You know, I've had friends that have ended up texting their exes throughout this whole situation, and that's just not a good idea, boys. Just don't do that, please. That's number one advice. I did it once, not during lockdown, but I did it once, ended badly. Just not a good idea. Don't text your exes. I'm fucking watching. No, but yeah, that's don't do that, because obviously it brings out a lot of emotions throughout lockdown, I think, and you feel a lot of shit going through this whole situation. But it's only temporary, it's not going to be forever, and, you know, all things do come to an end, like I said at the beginning of this video. So just kind of take this time to look after yourself, maybe learn something new. Fucking stop messaging me and ruining my video, jeez. Where was I? So, kind of just trying to make the most of the kind of lockdown situation. Try and get the positives from it. You can make, you know, any shit situation into a positive situation, I think. No matter how bad it may be. So yeah, just kind of try and keep yourself in a good headspace. Try and create new good habits. Cut the bad ones. And just kind of just wait for it all to blow over, really. But I hope you enjoyed this kind of new style of video. Kind of gonna be trying to bang out a few more. Get used to talking to the camera, mate, jeez, because the amount of times that I've had to film this is a bit too much, and I'm still stuttering all over the place, jeez. Anyway, catch you later, guys.